Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So the other day it was brought to our attention that there could be some mutual interest between the Houston Rockets and Los Angeles Lakers to essentially do a John Wall, Russell Westbrook type of swap. So we've talked about that a bit on this channel already, but it's also just been reported that if Houston is to take on Russell Westbrook, they are in fact going to buy him out, which just opens up the possibility for Russell to sign with whichever NBA team he wants to, man. So for today's video, we are actually going to discuss what the best fit would be for Russell Westbrook. You guys let me know in the comment section below, man, just because I'm very intrigued to know if you as a fan of basketball and having a favorite basketball team, would you want Russell Westbrook for one season, essentially for free? Like, is that something you're willing to take on, man? But also, before we get going on today's video, if you guys don't mind leaving a like, let's try to hit 1,000 likes, man. Like, it's been a while since we got 1,000 likes on a video, and by that, I actually think we did the other day. But thank you guys so much for your crispy support as of late on the channel. It's been great stuff, man. So, yes, let's talk about Russell real quick here. In a way, in my humbled opinion, I feel like Russell Westbrook has kind of become like the new Carmelo Anthony, in a sense that he's going through this weird personnel, how exactly do I fit identity crisis type of thing for a basketball team. Because, Carmelo Anthony once upon a time was a top scorer in the NBA. Then over time, it was kind of discovered that not only was he kind of getting up there in age, but also a realization that having Carmelo as number one, number two option just isn't going to lead to you winning a championship, right? So he sat out a few seasons, then eventually embraced a new role, and he's been able to prolong his NBA career. I look at Russell Westbrook, and I see a guy in two different scenarios. He either needs to be a guy that has the ball in his hands. Like, just him playing off ball doesn't work. It does not work, which is why I hate the fit with him next to LeBron James. But if you can have a scenario where he's the third best player on your team, but also the primary facilitator, you're going to be in a decent place. Assuming the other stars on the team, are guys like Klay Thompson or Paul George or Jason Tatum, players that can just really score with the basketball, but also, move without it too to set themselves up for good scoring opportunities, right? And I think the other side of things you have to look at is maybe we get to a point where Russell Westbrook does have to embrace a six-man role. Now, I know the Westbrook fans out there are absolutely just angered in the comments already at me even mentioning that, but hear me out like this, man. Put him in with the second unit for about 25 minutes per game. Let him be Russell Westbrook. Let him go for the near triple-double every single game and just give that high energy, but don't expect him to close out games with the superstars. I think that's a real actual possibility. Maybe not this season or next season, but at least something that maybe we see Russell Westbrook end his career with. So what we are going to do, man, is we're going to hop over to NBA 2K22, and what I did is I did put Russell Westbrook on the Houston Rockets in exchange for John Wall. Now, like I said, he would be bought out. In this case, what we're going to do is, like I said, he's on a minimum deal. So we're just going to trade him to a different team because if I buy him out, he's not going to accept the minimum contract. So yeah, it will all make sense. So we have to find the perfect fit for Russell Westbrook, man, which might be easier said than done, but also I do have a few teams in mind that I actually think could, at least for this season, it's like, why not take a chance? So let's start off with the Philadelphia 76ers. Do they make any sense? Well, we have no idea what's going on with Ben Simmons, and there's a chance they just hold on to Ben Simmons and don't trade him until, next NBA offseason or something. So in that case, I mean, you don't really want to waste this MVP caliber season of Joel Embiid, but at the same time, they've been fine too. So I don't know if Russell Westbrook makes the 76ers way better to the point of risking the chemistry there. But at the same time, for half a season, if you want to try it out, if you don't like him on the team, you just stop playing him. And well, that might not lead to him being too happy, but hey, it's kind of, he put himself in the position, right? Then you got the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't really like the fit of Giannis and Russell Westbrook. That's worse than, LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. Do not like it. Chicago Bulls. I mean, they are struggling with injuries, so I mean, it's going to be a rough couple of weeks for them as they get, probably the next 2 months or so, actually, as they get some dudes back. So I mean, once again, if Russell Westbrook was able to embrace a six-man role going into the playoffs, then you might consider doing something like that. But even DeMar and Russell Westbrook on the court together, not great. It's definitely a Band-Aid type of fix for an unfortunate circumstance of the Bulls. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, with Darius Garland being a great three-point shooter, really having a lot of good spacing on this team. You could see a scenario where maybe, Russell could be the new Darius Garland. The new Ricky Rubio of the team. And once again, would not start, but would play a majority of the minutes out there and be in the backcourt with Darius Garland. Like, that can kind of work. Plus, you got Kevin Love with him with the UCLA connection. So, could be interesting. Boston Celtics. This is actually one of my favorite teams to pull off this type of move, man, because the Celtics are in such a transitional year. Like, Russell Westbrook for half a season, I've actually already been intrigued by the idea of him joining this team anyway. Now, the years of Russell getting a max contract, that's just not going to happen anymore. So I think it would be a nice sample size in a season where the Celtics are kind of underperforming to try him out with Tatum and Jaylen Brown and just see what happens out of it, man. And if it works out nicely, you sign him to a better contract in the offseason. If not, you move on and you have all this money freed up just in general to go after another big free agent or something like that. So, yeah, love him with Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Like, those are the two type of guys that I think could work in a Russell Westbrook type of team, right? So, yeah, not bad. Next, we got the Clippers, which is actually my other favorite team in this case. Because, once again, in the short term of things, this team does not have Kawhi Leonard or Paul George. Now, in the long term of things, though, back when Russell played with Paul George, like, that's actually when he had his most, like, efficient season. It was really, I think it was the year that Paul George was actually kind of playing like an MVP, like top 5 MVP caliber player. And you looked at Russell that year and you were like, wow, he's like buying into the system. He's not trying to do too much. And it worked out nicely. And that's because, Paul George is one of the best like catch and shoot players in the NBA, which plays nicely off of Russell Westbrook. But also Kawhi Leonard is also a go-getter type of, scorer out there too, where Russell playing off ball of Kawhi or Paul George not great, but also just making plays for those guys I think can work out nicely. So it would be awkward having Russell Westbrook play with Reggie Jackson. Reggie left the Thunder initially because they didn't want to be behind Russell Westbrook anymore, but kind of where we're at with things. And for this half of the season, without having Kawhi or Paul George, I mean, just seeing Russell Westbrook being able to be Russell Westbrook and maybe get them, to the playoffs, which would be big, getting Paul George and Kawhi back, definitely could work, man. I actually really like that a lot. Next up, we got the Grizzlies. Don't really like the fit here, to be honest. The Atlanta Hawks. I mean, Trae Young, Russell Westbrook would be so dysfunctional, it would almost be entertaining to watch. The Miami Heat. I like what the Heat have going on. They just got to get healthy, but they already have like Kyle Lowry, who's been out for personal reasons and stuff like that. Once he's back and ready to go, man, like this team's gonna be golden. We got the Charlotte Hornets. Do not like that fit. Utah Jazz. I mean, it's something different, I guess. I do like Mike Conley quite a bit, but he's up there in age, although he's only a year older than Russell Westbrook and fits better with this team. So not the greatest fit, but something different. Not something I think the Jazz are willing to pull off at this point. Sacramento Kings, no. New York Knicks. Another team that could try to salvage the second half of the season right here by going for Russell. I mean, I can see that ending not great, though. Like, I mean, Laker fans are something as is, but, like, Knicks fans, like, they will turn on you very quickly, a.k.a. Julius Randle. So, I just want to avoid this scenario altogether. Let's just not do it. We got the Lakers. Yeah, I actually love him on the Lakers. Lakers are trash, man. Come on in. The Lakers are not trash. The fit of him was trash, which actually has led, ironically, to the Lakers being trash this season. But, yeah, hopefully that's gone because of Russell. The Orlando Magic, I mean, if he just wants to, like, chill and play basketball, that's cool. Dallas Mavericks next to Luka. That's actually a low-key, sneaky, good big three with him, Luka, and Porzingis. Now, I actually like what Jalen Brunson's been doing this season, though, so I don't know if I really want to sacrifice that. I think there's better, more appropriate moves for the Mavericks to make to maybe address bringing in some more talent to their team next to Luka and Kristaps. Brooklyn Nets. Denver Nuggets. That would actually work with him and Jokic. Little pick and roll action right there. He could play in the backcourt with Jamal Murray, who provides the spacing. Team's been riddled with injuries. I kind of like this, man. I feel like that's something that could at least gives them something to try. Okay. Indiana Pacers. Not really feeling that. Pelicans. I mean, him and Ingram could be something, I guess, but Zion's not back yet. So, yeah, Detroit Pistons. Toronto Raptors. No. Fred VanVleet. They got their dude already. Houston Rockets. This is awkward. San Antonio Spurs. 10 years ago, maybe. Phoenix Suns. No. OKC Thunder. Hey, let's bring it back, man. Roll it back. T-Wolves. No, not a good fit. Portland. Damian's replacement short term. Not going to be good for long term. Golden State. I mean, if you want to be the new, six-man Andre Iguodala or something like that, Sean Livingston, then yeah, him next to Curry and Klay Thompson would probably be a cheat code. But sure, Washington Wizards, obviously not going to happen, man. So I will say, the team that I am going to put Russell Westbrook on, that I think is my favorite fit, at least for this scenario, is in fact the Boston Celtics. I think it's something you just try. You just try it and see what happens. I was also going to do the Clippers instead, but, you know, having Kawhi and Paul George out is not going to be, like, fun for a simulation. So, yeah. No, I'm not saying... Okay, let's flip out this dude. I'm not saying he wouldn't get traded, but to get him on the team, we got to do that. So, there we go. And, yeah, let's go ahead and select our new team, the Boston Celtics. Team selection. The Celtic fans are either happy about this or they are in the comments just being like, we do not want him on the team. Keep him away. I miss him or Schroeder, man. So, you know, and get him for a minimum deal, too. Literally a minimum deal. Can't be too angry about that, all things considered. What, are they 11th in the conference? They got to be close. I'm not saying the conference is going to be completely realistic in 2K, but still, man. Okay, so looking at a lineup of Schroeder. They're still starting this man over Westbrook right here. I'm also going to turn off fatigue, so don't worry about that. But, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. I would still like them to maybe go for, like, a power forward or something. I'm not a huge fan of Al Horford on this team. I guess he used to be decent for him, but yeah, let's get this rotation looking crispy here, man. I mean, I guess it works, you know, kind of like just put him in the corner, like a taller PJ Tucker. Richardson, Smart. Yeah, we'll go with a, I mean, obviously all these dudes can play and fit in the rotation stuff, but yeah, let's go with this for our rotation. Let's get him playing a lot. You at about 30. Looking good, looking good. And then Russell Westbrook gets to, I'm sorry, yeah, Schroeder gets to go back to like a 6-man role. Like I said, he's pretty good in that type of thing, so that's not too bad. Let's also give some minutes to Grant Williams. There we go, man. So that's looking pretty solid, but like I was saying, man, like it would have to work like miracles for this team to really bounce back a lot by doing this type of move. Yeah, we said they're 11th place right now at 23 and 25. But also like not too far away from everybody else. So things can happen, man. Let's go ahead and simulate this NBA season and see how this new look Russell Westbrook Celtics team can do. Okay, guys, we are at the end of the regular season. 5th place in the Eastern Conference, man. For like a quick little band-aid, that is not bad. That is not bad at all. My controller is broken. One more game against the Grizzlies. So 47 and 34. Simulate through date. Finish with a L on the season, of course. Giannis MVP. Cade Rookie of the Year. Drummond 6-man. Blah, blah. Oh, wait. It's not this. I don't know why I was thinking this was a 76ers video. Yeah, Tyrese Maxey. I mean, most proof. Good for him, man. I like Tyrese Maxey. He's cool. We got All-NBA first, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third. So no Russell Westbrook on there, which shouldn't be. But yes, so 5th place, which gives us Philly in the first round. Let's go to the player stats on the season, see how Russell did perform with this team. So overall, we got stats of 20 points, 7 rebounds, and about 8 assists per game. But let's check him out since he's officially actually been on the Celtics team. So we will go to his split stats. And yeah, we'll say essentially since the All-Star break. So now obviously 2K, the simulation stuff's going to throw things off. But really with the Celtics, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists per game, shot about 50% field goal efficiency, and 38% from 3 off 3 attempts. So less attempts, which is probably good. Definitely is a good thing. So that's nice. And we got Tatum at 24 and 22. So it just gives him another guy that can give you 20 points per game, right, man? And do some other things. But he has to do it efficiently and play within the system and realize that he's the third option. So only way this would actually really work. So let's check out these playoffs. Simulate playing tournament. There we go. All right, here we go, man. Philadelphia, simulate rounds. See if it leads to a championship. And well, led to a first round victory. So that's something to be said about that. My controller's dead. Oh. Be right back. Okay, here we go. So next round, Miami Heat, #1 seed, which very well could be that. Simulate round, and hey, yo, 4 games to 2, man. We are doing all the right things. Okay, we are in the Eastern Conference Finals with the Celtics. 31, 20, 20. Russell Westbrook at 13, 4, 8, and 5. Love the 5 steals. Okay, next up, Chicago Bulls. Simulate rounds. And oh, we are in the NBA Finals, man, against the Utah Jazz. Okay. This is working out very nicely. And like even this game, and that's what I love about this. It's like Russell had a very bad game, But that was okay, because he was bad within the realm of being able to be bad without, you know, just it exploding everything. So, here we go. Utah Jazz, simulate rounds. And there we have it, man. 7 games. We got the victory. And we got, Russell Westbrook as Finals MVP. Yo, Can you imagine, Laker fans, if Russell Westbrook carries the Celtics to the NBA Finals and wins the Finals MVP, man? It's pretty good. That's all we got for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.